Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming and my final, at least for now, overall review of Marvel's Midnight Sun. Some of these things I've said in the other videos, but I thought to do it properly I should do a concise overview of my thoughts about the whole game in one small video after I've done the three about the game. So, just so you know why that says lounge, here we go, this is lounge. You just get to sit by the pool in the swimwear you've picked, and it's not a very long scene actually. There are longer scenes when you go to meet agents by the pool for little meetings and you're both in your swimwear, but that's what that is anyway. So actually I'll go away from that because that thing saying lounge is annoying. So it's often raining in this game. Anyway, maybe it just follows me. It's always raining in Watch Dogs Legion when I play that. So my overview of Marvel's Midnight Suns. I really like it. I think it's a really good game. If you watched the very first video I did about this, I was very reluctant to buy it because of what I heard about it, because I heard there was too much running around, too much chatting. If you didn't like superheroes, you wouldn't like it. None of those things have bothered me in the slightest. And as I was aware of them, it would probably have bothered me more, because sometimes if you're not, if something's not pointed out to you, you don't find it annoying. But as I've seen so many reviews talking about things like that, I was like, that's going to be annoying. I didn't find any of it annoying. I've not found any of it a problem. I'm not into superheroes. I'm not anti-superheroes. I've just got no particular thought about it either way. I really enjoyed it. I think the base part is fine. It's really good. It fits the game. There's not a lot of running around other than at the very beginning when you don't know where you're going, but that will be the same in any game, in an RPG, Dragon Age, in any game at all. You run around a lot at the beginning working out, my God, Dragon Age, you run around places and your home base is trying to find everything. It takes much longer. So it's nothing. It's not any kind of problem. I like the friendship and the other superheroes. I actually quite like all the other superheroes. I found them all to be interesting in different levels. Some are a bit silly, but then, you know, they're superheroes, so they're kind of meant to be. Like I know from previous films, Spider-Man is kind of a like sarcastic, kind of wisecracking, kind of silly kind of guy a lot. So I'm used to that. And some of them, like Blade, who I know from movies, is a bit more serious. But they all come over, you know, generally nice and decent enough to talk to and quite fun in their own way. And they're all different, and I like that as well. Like I said, if you don't like superheroes, just imagine this is your colleagues, your agents in a base that aren't superheroes, and I think they've all been done very well and very differently. They've all got their own personalities. The bits where you have to go on little missions, these other bits I haven't shown you because there's just too many bits to show, where you go and you can take different agents on a special kind of date where you go somewhere in the grounds of the Abbey and you even boost up your friendship even more. That's all fine, it's all good. Like I said, it's all pretty quick. Some of the things where you need to go with somebody, if they ask you to do something, you're already sort of transported there with them. You haven't got to go and find them or run around. The little missions you go to each night where you've got to do a thing with an agent, they're very quick. There's like 3 or 4 dialogue options, sometimes not even that, and they're quite quick. Some of them are quite funny, some of them are quite nice, some of them are a little bit deep, but they're all different, and that's good. I like the game design. I like the character of the hunter. Like I said in the previous video, I think it's really good. I read also that people didn't like the fact it's very nondescript, but you know, in a game about superheroes, what could you add to make someone a superhero? They're going to have to be either something that you as the player create, which would be very difficult for the way the game is, or what would you call them? So I think the hunter's a nice generic name. It fits with this character that's been resurrected after 300 years. Like I said in the previous video, the voice acting for the female hunter is fantastic. She's nailed it 100% of this kind of brought back from the past, doesn't quite know how to like interact, kind of a bit standoffish, but also wants to be involved. She's nailed it really well. I like the outfits. I like the things that you can get. Like I said, the different things you can equip them with, and there's a lot of stuff with the things you can wear around the Abbey. There's an absolute ton of stuff. And then you've got all the swimwear things if you really want to do that. And then you've got, and I've got tons of things I've not unlocked yet for this, by the way. And you've got these, and you can even change the colour of them. So that's all good. Customization is as good as you could possibly want for this kind of game. I mean, it's not going to be cyberpunk, but it's not cyberpunk. It's not going to be cyberpunk. So it's very good for what it is. It's much better than what I expected. The graphics of the Hunter, for example, and the other characters are much better than what I expected. Although having said that, XCOM 2, the graphics were very good in that as well. Then the way the Abbey works, the way you've got to go to different areas like the Ford or the training to do different bits, I think that works really well. I like the fact you can send on little missions, you can send agents on other little missions while you're doing your main mission. It just means they're out for that one mission, usually a one-day mission. That works really well. Firaxis have taken a lot of little bits from XCOM or XCOM games and used them in this, which I think is good because a lot of them work. And then we come to the combat, which was the last video I made about this game, which I think is excellent. I think the one thing I read in all the reviews is the combat was good, and it is. It's different from XCOM because you've got the cards. It's different from XCOM because you're thrown into the area and you don't have to move around to find it, but I think that works well in this game. I think 3 superheroes to take on a mission is enough, otherwise it would be longer. Each mission would be too long and it would be much more fiddly. They've got the right balance of amounts of area, the amounts of enemies, the amounts of superheroes and the amounts of abilities. I think that works really well. That's really good. You might think when you first play it that the enemies keep having reinforcements and they keep running in, which I did when I first played it. I was like, oh my god, it's one of those games where they're going to keep having reinforcements. But once you get used to it, you've got abilities that you can take out 3, 4, 5, 6 of them all at the same time and it won't matter. So that part, don't worry about it. The card part works really well. And I think the combat's excellent, and like I said in the last video about the combat, the graphics of the combat, the combos, the kicking people into things, kicking people off walls, kicking people over ledges, fantastic. It's all really good. There's not really anything I can say I don't like about it. Little things, but I don't know what I do differently. Like I said in a previous video, you can only do one mission a day. And then you've got the other little bits of busy work. So you go on a mission, basically you wake up, you do the things you picked up from the last mission, which is go and dissect your artifacts or your coil, go and do your training and upgrade abilities, see if anyone has anything to talk about, see if there's anything in the messaging system that needs your attention, and then you go back to do another mission and rinse and repeat. So although I say one mission a day is a shame, and I wish there was more, actually it doesn't really matter. And when I thought about it and when I think about it now, I don't know how they could have done that different, because it would be complicated if you went on 2 or 3 missions and you'd have loads of things to go into next day. You'd have lots of artifacts and lots of calls and loads of training bits, and I think it would probably be a bit overwhelming. So I think, although when I first said it and when I first thought about it, I think one mission a day and there's probably a lot of other things that take up more time, I think actually that's a good balance when I think about it. So I'm even going to take that back. So to be honest, I can't think of anything wrong with it. I think it's a very unusual game. It's not like any game I've ever played where you've got the turn-based, the card-based, and you've got the kind of almost RPG mechanics of the running around your base area. I think it works really well. I think they've done a really good job, and I think that Firaxis, having made this and made XCOM 2, and I've said this many times in previous videos, have the perfect base to make a wonderful XCOM 3 if they took some of the bits from this, and I think maybe even including this RPG level of base and some of the mechanics of the combat, not necessarily the card based part, and updated the XCOM graphics and some of the, I think they could make the greatest turn-based game ever. They've already made 2 as far as I can see now, which is XCOM 2 and this. So I would say that I would 100% recommend this for anybody. I wouldn't recommend it for someone that just likes turn-based, because you've got the card-based and you've got the RPG kind of part with the character creation and the talking to the other agents and the running around the base. I wouldn't just recommend it for someone that likes RPGs or action. I would recommend this for anybody. I wouldn't recommend this for just because you like superheroes, and I definitely wouldn't say if you don't like superheroes, don't play it, because all you need to do is kind of zone out. When I talk to Doctor Strange, because I don't know who Doctor Strange is other than a name, he's just a guy that does the magic stuff, and that's all he is to me. So that works, and it's fine. So I would recommend this to anybody, anywhere, unless you particularly don't like for example, card-based or turn-based, then obviously you won't like it. But I think it's a really fantastic game. I think it's a really unique game, and yeah, I'm really glad I got it. Anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. Till next time, take care for now.